we need to discuss.
We do. He's a good Langwarrin boy, I think, or out that part of Melbourne anyway, Chieftain, which is a very rich field of talent comes out of that. And now finds himself up here in the bright lights of Sydney. I just hope the Langwarrin hasn't been taken out of him altogether, and he's been good enough to join us on the sidelines with a collarbone, shoulder. What is it, Lukey? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. 2 weeks ago I snapped my collarbone and had surgery from then. And, yeah, so 2 weeks from now I'm back out running and training and hopefully pushing for a few weeks from here.
So you're telling us you've had 9 screws inserted. I mean, the turnaround's extraordinary to think that you can hopefully get back inside 6 weeks.
Yeah, they're pretty quick healing things, so the pain goes away pretty quickly, and I was able to get out of the sling in a week and back out to training.
Now, last time I saw you was with the AIS Academy squad. You're a young, impressionable 17-year-old boy. What's life like up here? You've been drafted to the Sydney Swans as an inspired pick. You had to work very hard last year to get your taste of senior footy. You established yourself as a genuine part of this great midfield, and you're going to be for a long time. But it's a fair way from Langwarrin, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I'm absolutely loving it up here. I've got Jared Moore and Tommy Mitchell as my housemates. So we're living in East Lakes, which is Ryan O'Keefe's house.
We live in his house?
Yeah, it's his first house. He's probably got about 5 of them. Yeah, so we're just in there, one of the clubhouses, and Jared Moore's the leader and teaches us how to cook and clean.
Where is that? Is that in the eastern suburbs? Is that around here somewhere?
Yeah, around the eastern suburbs, so around Coogee and Maroubra. Try and get down to the beach.
Wedges, Gary.
Is it?
No, save that line of questioning for a little bit later, Jim. I know you like to go down that track. Let's just talk about on-field for a moment, Luke. Which of the Swans senior players have been the mentors for you as you've learnt more and more about playing in the midfield and learning to cope with the demands of the game?
Yeah, well, we got a mentor system at the Swans. Last year I had Kieran Jack as my mentor, so he looks after probably 3 blokes and goes through vision, what you need to work on and strengths and weaknesses, how you can improve and push into the senior side. So he was a really good one last year, and I've got Jude Bolton this year. So a
couple of handy blokes, guess I would have thought.
Doesn't that tell you how good a club it is, though, when you can peel out those names? And there's this culture of this footy club's often spoken and debated about back in Melbourne. I don't know whether it's a hard question to answer, but people say, what is it about Sydney that everyone's so tight? And can you put your finger on it at all?
I guess outside of the club, a lot of the boys don't know too many other people, so we have a lot of team dinners and a lot of team bonding. So I guess that's one thing that I think is really strong up here, that the boys really get around each other and learn each other where they're from and where they've come from.
Luke Gould, Swans players seem to give the impression they take everything in their stride. Something they have taken in their stride this year is injuries to the 2 key players in Goods and Mumford. Both are playing tonight, and Mumford's been back for some time. Goods is just coming back. How do you cover guys of that magnitude so easily?
Well, our reserves have a lot of senior players who have played a lot of football recently, and they're able to come back in, and the players know what each other expect from. We expect a high standard from each other, and they're able to come in and play their role for the team.
You've claimed some big scalps already, dropped a couple of games as well, but of the top teams that you've played, who do you rate as the best opposition thus far you've faced?
I guess Adelaide probably out here was one of the tougher games we've had. Yes, we played well, but there was little parts of the game where we could have improved, and that was a game we thought we could have won, but it could have gone another way, so they're really strong at the moment.
We spoke about Tom Mitchell ourselves because he was playing in the curtain raids out here. As you say, you live with him now and you were in that academy squad with him as well. How far away is he, do you think, from making his debut?
Well, I think he's got a little bit of soreness at the moment. I think he played a half today, but he's absolutely flying when he's out there. He never wants to come off. He's a ball magnet out there, and you can see he's going to be a big future.
So what has been the injury that's held him back?
I think just general soreness. He's had a bit of knee problems just with a bit of swelling, really, so it doesn't tell me too much.
No.
Now, Lucas, I want to ask you about Sam Reid, who is a player we love watching. His hands are beautiful, but within that 50-metre arc, which here at the SCG is about 43 or 4 metres, he's a 50-50 proposition at best. What do you boys do? Do you zone? Or do you show confidence in him and just go back and hope he's going to drill it? Because it is the only problem this unbelievably talented footballer's got in his armoury.
Yeah, he's got a massive talent, and I guess, his kicking's a little bit of a worry for him at the moment. But, yeah, I guess it is a confidence thing. At training, we get around him when he finishes off with a goal and a play, so that's the main thing we can do.
Does he abuse you if you zone instead of having confidence?
No, we try not to abuse him too much, so...
And also want to know how you've settled in up here. Gary just
Here we
alluded
go.
to it before. Dandenong Stingrays boys. So you've got nice attachment to the earth, Gary.
Mate, very grounded.
This
There
is
they
what
are,
I'm
mate.
saying.
No one
But
gets there.
suddenly you lob into the eastern suburbs of Sydney where the real, as I say, Cash, Wedge, Brendan Julian style high-flying wankers exist. How do you roll with this company, please?
Yeah, mate, I'm trying to get down to the beach, probably closer next year, so I'm a bit far out, I guess, at the moment. Probably 15 minutes away from the beach.
Which
so,
beach?
Coogee Beach is probably the main one. Sam Reed's got a penthouse, I think.
Oh, has he?
So he's flying at the moment.
And some reasonable viewing down there, Lucas. Are you with a partner or do you...
No, not at the moment.
Oh, hello.
Nothing, so...
So that's why you want to get a little closer to the beach?
Yeah, summertime's always good when the pre-season body's going and the tan.
Yeah,
But,
who's the rat pack down here, like socially? You wouldn't get out much, but you've had the bye in the past week or so, and if you wanted to wander out, who gets the phone calls going on the Thursday night when the coach says you can go and have a couple of beers, and who's in the pack?
I think there's a few. Most of the time, a lot of the
tell you who
boys.
they are.
All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, this
Come
will
on.
be good.
The captain of it would be Dan Hanbury.
Yeah, he's up there.
Is
He's
he up there? This is the Xavier boy, Jim. Who, I tell you what.
And presents a roughish loaf. I'm not
No,
sure
hey,
I'd be...
don't let the loaf deceive
Right.
you. This is a high rolling.
got game.
This is a high rolling
I
setup.
see.
Let me see. Josh Kennedy would be a bit old. Has he got a girl, Joshy Kennedy?
Mate, he's just found a girl. I think
He
it's
would
been
have
about a few weeks and he's fallen in love.
He falls hard. Jude, long gone Jude, but he would
he's out of
be
it.
sort of telling some good war stories, I would have thought.
He's got some good stories, but yeah, long gone.
Louis Jetta? Was he a quiet? sort
No,
of
he's
fella?
a quiet one off the field.
A big Jesse White, because every now and then you need a big cat to take into the joint and just attract him. That you get him over here and then we'll do the rest. Is
Mate,
Big Jess your man? Got
he's
the
got-
tats and got a bit of swagger.
That's right. He's got some dance moves as well. If you haven't seen them,
Ooh.
he loves his dance moves. I think the boys caught him in the mirror one day, but yeah, he absolutely loves his little moves.
What about Tommy Walsh for a little bit of something different, just to throw him out as a bit of bait,
Walsh,
bit of Irish bait?
That's right. He brings all his mates over. I think he's got about 5 staying at his house, so his mates are always out. But
His Irish mates?
Yeah.
They come over and stay with him?
I think so. They're here tonight at the footy. You might hear
That'd be
him.
a hellish setup, Jim, wouldn't it?
And
Five Irish blokes.
speaking of mates, of course, Rory Sloane's one of our favourites from Upway Tacoma, the Flyer. And he has got a very reptilian group of mates that every now and then turn up at the footy and behave very poorly. Do you have the same setup from out your way? Do you, when you get to Melbourne and play the games there, do the boys roll in? You
Yeah,
get hit up for tickets and all of that?
Yeah, hit me up for tickets, but I've struggled to get them a few. So they try and get into the cheer squad and say they're shouting, but never see them. So
Hey, I've got just get back on the footy here. Jed Lamb, a really talented footballer who was taken I think a first rounder for the Sydney Swans. Where's he at? Because that was a year before you, I think.
No, it was my year.
It was the
Yep.
same year as you. So
Yep.
where is he at? It's just this mercurially talented Stevie Johnson sort of a forward setup, Jim. He's a very good player, and we haven't seen him. What's going on?
yeah, he's got a bit of X factor about him, and I think he's just the last few months struggled with a few little niggles. So he's been in and out of the reserves, but when he's played well. So I guess that's just finding the consistency with his body.
And Gary Rowan, we obviously all saw what happened to him here. The mail is that it's going really well, and he's going really well up and about.
Yeah, that's right. He went home for a week or two, and then he's back up here now, and always gets the boys up and tries a crack of jokes, which aren't that funny, but always gives the boys a laugh.
Hey,
This
Luke,
is the man that rang into Hutchie's radio station, you know.
Gary Rowan.
Gary Rowan, as a talkback caller.
And just to talk about what,
Yeah.
anything?
No, talk about Lindsay Thomas and to support the way that he went about it. And they said, well, what's your name? He said, oh, Gary.
From Cobbo.
Yeah, from Cobden. Gary Rowan from Cobden, Chief. Just rang in.
Hey, Luke, it's been great watching your development. Look forward to it. And you're not far away, which is the good news for Swans fans. 2, 3, 4 weeks-ish.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll
Hey,
see how it
that's good,
goes.
because I thought you were buggered. I thought we weren't seeing you again until next year, so it's very good. Good luck. September coming for the Swans. We hope it goes really well.
Yeah, thank you.
And Gary, I just rolled through the names, and